This time on Hobby Journeys, we're looking at the Warhammer Reveals for March, including the Adepticon Reveals and a new edition of Warhammer 40K.
Hello, welcome to Hobby Journeys.
I'm Matthew and this is my dad.
That is correct.
Ignore why we're in the same clothes as last video.
Actually, right, so here's the thing, Matthew. Probably we've just filmed a video talking about our latest bit of hobbying. I'm likely to release that next. So actually, we're not going to be wearing the same as in the last video because of the release order. But it doesn't matter.
We're time travellers.
Time travellers and that. Anyway, welcome to our video where we're going to be looking at all of the releases and stuff from Warhammer for March. And it's been a big March. There's been a lot going on. Spoilers, let's put it straight out there, because let's face it, if you're watching this, you know this. They've announced the next edition of Warhammer 40,000. So we're into that few months where they're going to drip feed us with all the releases. There's a few bits to look at with this, but it's exciting times. So, we'll get into that. But there's been a whole other month, and there's been stuff dripping towards that for just first announcements as well. Because we've had a few bits and pieces to lead to this, and we're going to be talking through that. It's been a big month. Should we get into it?
Yeah.
Shall we have a look? Right, so first up, we won't go through these in a lot of detail because we looked at these extensively last month. We've got the Corsairs. Also, though, this got announced in the Sunday preview for the 1st of March, so right at the start of March. We had a load of character models for 40k. I'm sure these got announced ages ago.
Yeah,
like
I feel like I've seen it
like a season ago, basically. So we had the Twin Lance. These are a couple of Tau mech suits. They're good, all right. Yeah, quite Towy. What do you reckon, Matthew?
Oh, really? Quite Towy.
They're quite Towy. Yeah, they're all right. I mean, we looked at these when they were first announced. Also, this chap, I like this chap. Yeah.
I swear they really announced him ages ago as well.
Yeah, I think this was before Christmas. I'm sure.
No, I think it was way before Christmas.
I mean, it could have been. I mean, it could equally. If someone told me it was the review, because there was some, was announcements at the end of January. Could have been then, but I think it was before. I think it might have been Nova Open we first saw it. Anyway, doesn't matter when it was. They're coming out. This guy, I quite like this guy. Holding up an orc's head and that. Yeah, good.
He's going to use it as like a mace.
Yeah, League of Votan and that, yeah, he's fine. He's fine. No, not for me. Not for me. Yeah.
I didn't know Tyranids could have whips.
Well, this guy does. Got a lash whip.
I thought that was quite a Slaneshi thing, not a Tyranid thing.
Well, I'm thinking the Tyranid probably isn't getting the same kick out of it that the Slaneshi guys do. This is it's not a Tyranid I'm likely to be going for. I like my Tyranids. I do have a good number of Tyranids. Not very many painted.
Well, Tyranids are purple. Maybe they work for Slaneshi.
But yeah, well, hiding in plain sight, if you ask me, Matthew. No, this model is not for me. It's all right, but it's not. In fact, it's not all right. It looks silly. I don't like.
Yeah, I like the tongue though.
I very rarely say I don't like a model. I don't like this.
I like the tongue though.
You like this? It just looks silly. Yeah, I mean, if you want a silly Tyranid, fine. But I like to take my Tyranid seriously. Seriously. I want my orcs to be silly. I want silly orcs. I do not want my Tyranids to be silly. I want them to take it seriously.
Maybe he's got an issue. Why are you bullying him? Maybe he can't help it.
Maybe he's like just a bit. He's that guy. The Tyranids. They go, oh God, oh Dan, stop it, Dan. God, what are you doing?
The one guy that thinks he's part of the friend group.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Prince Uriel, like this model. It's good.
Thingy, is that Eldari?
Eldari, he is a little bit of... We talked about this.
This might be the first ever Eldari model I've seen without the helmets on.
Yeah, well, he's a bit of a Corsair, I think. I can't think the law. I'm pretty sure Prince Uriel was from one of a craft world that got basically destroyed. There was a whole load of lore where he was commanding the fleet and he brought him back in, all sorts of things. I'm sure that's been around since like 2nd edition. I couldn't tell you in detail. It's been a long time. Not really read it, but yeah, good model though. What do you reckon, Matthew? Yardin. That's Yandin. Yardin.
I actually really like it.
You really like it?
It's-
Okay.
It looks really good. It reminds me of Medieval a little bit, which I know it doesn't really fit 40k, but I don't know why. But it just reminds me of like a spearman in an army, or a. He just looks like a kind of a normal guy, which I really like. I think it's pretty cool.
Which is because you don't really like Eldari usually that much. You're not a huge fan,
yeah,
are you?
because I don't really like the helmets, and
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the helmet. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Could you see yourself painting this? Do you think, Matthew?
Probably not, but I actually do really like it.
You really like it? Oh, very good.
It reminds
There you
me
go.
of the high, old world high elves, which I know
Yeah.
the Eldari literally are.
Well, yeah, they basically are that, but yeah, very
like,
good.
you know, like without the helmet, he just.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we've got. I like this actually. I do like this. I know you don't like
I
a
don't
helmet.
like that one as much.
You don't like it's got a helmet. I like this. This is good.
It's not even the helmet. I just don't really like it.
Yeah. So this is we're getting into the Corsairs here. So this is basically.
Oh,
so,
is that a Corsair?
So Uriel is a bit Corsair-y. This is one of the. This is basically a Farseer for the Corsairs, I think, or something. Character model. Yeah, I quite like this. It's all right. It's no. I mean, the Corsair. If I was going to go a bit Corsair-y, I'd be going for the Red Corsairs, frankly. But spoilers.
Hey, spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah, loving that.
Also, do the Eldari use the warp?
Yes, they have. They have sort of a webway of warp gates.
Is it similar? Like, do they use the Emperor's webway?
No, the webway was the Eldari webway.
Yeah, no, because the Emperor made it his though, didn't he? So do they use that?
Not.
Well, no, but
not really. It's still.
It's still. They
It's
still made it.
It's absolutely huge. He has a bit of it. They basically use that to traverse.
Does he only have a little bit? I thought he owned all of it.
I don't think so. I think it's mainly the Eldari. Although, if I'm honest, I've not really read that lore, and someone feel free to correct me.
Because I didn't know it was Eldari, but I thought it was.
I sort of get in my head an idea of the spirit of the lore, the idea of it. I catch the bits and pieces. It's not something I haven't got that far in the Siege of Terror, to be honest.
Because I thought the whole part of the Golden Throne was that he harnessed the power of the Eldari webway to make it.
But I mean,
humanities.
Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, anyway, there we go. Corsairs Skyris, they're fine. What do you reckon, Matthew? Do you like?
I actually do quite like them. I like some fly boys.
Yeah, they're fine. I prefer a Swooping Hawk personally, but yeah, these are.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought they were Swooping Hawks.
They're sort of Swooping Hawk adjacent. They're not Aspect Warriors in the same way, but there's that sort of thing.
Because they have the same colour and they look quite flyy.
They do look quite flyy. Yeah, they are fine. To be honest, these Eldari Corsairs. I'm not a huge fan. I can't really explain why, because I like Eldari. I have Eldari. I painted. I started a project of Eldari quite recently, which is meandering its way along. But I'm not that much into Corsairs. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Viper Jetbike though, I quite like. What do you think? You didn't like this one as Naz. I think though, in fairness for me, that's mainly because it's a historic thing. I remember when the only Viper Jetbike we had were the ones that you could buy in the Epic box with tiny little Viper Jetbikes. It was many years later before we got an actual model, but yeah, I think it's fine. Good release, that good reworking of the original Viper. This one, I prefer that build actually, but
yeah, I prefer that build more, but I still
I think that's
it.
pretty good. Yeah, the Starfang this is apparently. This is for the Corsairs specifically. I quite like it. You don't like it? Fine.
I like that version more. I just don't like it as much. I don't really like it in general.
Yeah, well, that is fine. And you've got these Corsair Void Reavers. What do you think to these guys? These are your Corsair infantry, I think.
I quite like them.
Yeah, they're fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, I think actually, I do like it. If they were normal, if they were Craftworld Eldari, I'd be like, I like those. Those are pretty good. They're not, so I won't get them. But I do like the models. The models are good. I like the detail.
Well, what does it mean, Craftworld change?
The Craftworld is the faction of Eldari that I actually do. And but these are the Corsairs, the piratey ones. Yeah, just different. just different.
Why don't the Eldari just find a new home? Why do they live on craft worlds?
This gets into, there's a load of different factions. So there's the Exodites who live on planets. Apparently they have dinosaurs, and I've heard they might be getting releases at some point in next year, but I can't remember where I heard that. It might be a spurious Reddit rumor or something, in which case probably not going to happen, but that'd be wonderful if it did. But let's get into the meat of this. We've got Red Corsairs. These are actually my favourite of all of the Chaos Space Marines. Loving these Red Corsairs. I didn't expect to like them. We got the reveal of Huron Blackheart on Christmas Day. I went, that was Christmas Day. That was a long time ago. We've talked about this.
Yeah, but what if someone new into the hobby and they don't know yet?
Well, this is true. They should have. Go back and watch our earlier video. Watch all of them. Give us the views. Come on.
All like 200 of them.
Yeah. But no, anyway, so we had that Huron Blackheart, and I thought, he's all right, but not that into. And then we got the rest of the reveals, and I love the normal infantry. I like their characters. I like it. This guy, fine.
I like him.
He's good. Yeah, he's good.
Don't really like his weapon, but everything else I like.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this guy's probably got optional builds. So we've got this optional assembly.
Don't like that one as much.
No, well, I think what I would do, I'd keep most of this, but I'd stick the sword on instead of the mace.
I do all of that, but with the sword.
Yeah, I'd stick the sword on. I might even stick the plasma pistol on instead of him clenching his fist as well.
Oh yeah, I'd do that too.
But I think I think this looks good. I think it's a good model. I do like it.
He also got a bayonet on the end of his plasma gun.
He does have a bit there. Well, you never know when you've got to get a bit stabby.
He's already got a stabby. It's right there.
Yeah, but if it still gets in close on what are you fighting on both sides? And also, just
skill issue.
Just makes it
look good, doesn't it? Slash it.
Just looking good, isn't it? We've got some this is what I really like though. Just these normal run of the mill. I like the.
I don't like his plate armor though.
I quite like the fact that a lot of the armor. See, I like this armor where you haven't got a lot. There's not a lot of detail going on. I think he looks really good.
These, but I don't like him.
You don't like him?
I don't like the play armor.
It's a bit too platey, you're thinking. I think fine. I quite like the fact they've just got all completely different armor setups going on. I mean, we'll talk about this later, but apparently this is how they go with the Space Marine Intercessors with the new box. We're going to have a mix of different armor going on. Excited to see what that looks like. We're not going to see it this month, though. Yeah, beyond one guy who we will look at. But yeah, I think the Red Corsairs, they look great. Their infantry are lovely. The upgrade sprue as well. Some dice. Always some with the dice. Combat patrol for the Corsairs.
Oh, it's just all the things we just see.
Just all the things.
Box, yeah.
And for the Red Corsairs.
And they get a rhino.
Basically, got like the Beastmen as well. I don't quite like a Beastman. They're fine. I think these were from Kill Team. I could be wrong, but I think these were the guys.
I didn't think Beastmen existed in it.
Yeah, Beastmen have. To be fair, they haven't had models for a long time. They're a bit sporadic.
Is that Lizardmen as well?
No, just Beastmen. Beastmen have been there for years, though. I mean, you get some loyalist Beastmen who are allowed in the Imperial Guard, but often they're Chaos aligned, and these guys I can't remember. They're Felgor or something, I think. Yeah, Felgor Ravagers, who I think they were originally a kill team. For Kill Team.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So also, I love a rhino. Matthew doesn't like rhinos. I love a rhino. It's very good. But yeah, I think that I'm not bothered by any of the rhino could take a leave. I've had plenty in the past. Felgor, no, but the Space Marines love them. So I'd buy them separate, to be honest. Night Lords, Matthew.
That's the Kill Team as well. That is literally the Kill Team captain I did the other day.
I think you might be right.
It literally is.
Might be the same
he
model.
is. Yeah. Where do you ever put him? He's there. Wherever you put that's lit. No, wrong one. I think. Oh no.
Wrong one.
I think.
No, it's him. Is it?
No.
I think it's.
Because I did it without helmet.
Well, if it is him, it is different.
Yeah, because I did. Yeah, but I had a different build though, didn't I?
Oh, we're just comparing the model
but you know I do.
What's on the screen.
But you know I do.
Oh, you did a different build, didn't you? Yes, I think that is the same model that is in the Kill Team. So, yeah, you are right.
What laziness? How are you this lazy?
Yeah, but the rest of them are their own thing. So, I'm guessing these are normal Chaos Space Marines with an upgrade sprue. These guys, maybe their own thing. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, it's all right.
That's
it's
just so
fine.
lazy.
Crew! Oh, I love this guy.
They're
Love this
riding
guy.
their own family.
I mean, you know, I normally skip past these combat patrols, but especially since we've got a load of stuff to cover here. I love this guy on this big gorilla one though. So good, so good. Anyway, there you go. So that was the start. We also had stuff for Middle Earth. So we had these guys.
Middle Earth?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Hobbits and wraiths, or whatever they're called.
You're a hobbit.
Yeah. So that was the start of the month. Then we had this announced. This was the first of the dripping of little things that are leading us towards the new edition of 40k. Because spoilers, the new edition of 40k is Orcs versus Blood Angels on Armageddon. So this is all Armageddon themed. And
Everything, isn't he?
And the first thing we actually saw was this guy. So a new Ork Warboss. You know, with optional builds also.
Hey, I'm not happy. Go back up.
Why would
you haven't talked about him?
And a grot.
Yeah,
you know,
tiny little one.
Like in a grot. I think this is a great model in that build. I think it's fine in that build. I'd be building him like that, but with the squig. But with the squig. Go have a squig. Go have the power. The power fist as well. Power claw even. But yeah, I think really good. But this was just leading us towards what what we're going to be getting, and we'll talk more about that in a bit.
Commander Yarrick come back? If the Nazis coming back?
Spoilers!
Oh, sorry.
We'll get there.
Sorry. Yeah, but I literally don't know that.
What are you thinking of this fella?
I like him. The only thing I do, obviously, I'd rather have the squig, but if you scroll down, I'd rather have his body. I like the armour a bit more.
Oh, you like the armour a bit more? I prefer the head on this guy.
Yeah, I prefer the head.
The guns are about the same on
I
both.
think I prefer his.
I'd be going for the power claw.
No.
Maybe that body and the squig. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think
I'd just do this one with that guy's head.
I'd definitely have the power claw, but you know, but yeah, I mean,
don't know ball.
A good model. I'm liking, and it's a little bit. I mean, there's been some comments about the painting style, at least. I mean, you can paint it however you want, but the Games Workshop guys have been painting these a little bit paler skinned, bit paler green, a little bit of a slight. I think the look to them is slightly less comedic than it has previously, with what we've seen, which isn't very much so far. But you know, when we get the full box release and all the other things that will come with it, we'll see a bit more. Although I have just thought about one of the things that gets released, and that's maybe not that. He's quite comedic, so yeah, we'll get into that. Anyway, we had some bits and pieces. We had this big tank.
Look at that thing.
Massive Titan
like
killer.
Don't
like it. Horus Heresy? No. The Falchion? It's fine. It's a tank. There's better Spartan base tanks. Yeah, it's alright. I'd rather have a Malcador myself, but you know, here we are. Yeah, it looks fine.
Oh, I like him,
with the guy next. Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he? I don't think he comes with it. This was followed up. There was a book to support all this, which I probably won't buy anyway.
I thought there'd be more in them.
But that was it. That was just a quick reveal. That was just the quick Thursday reveal. That it wasn't a actual releases. Also talk about
Sigmar.
We've got another. Yeah, it is Age of Sigmar.
Sigmar. Look.
Age of Sigmar magazine.
Sigmar.
This is Spearhead, which is Hatchet Parkworks magazine, a bit like Imperium magazine or Combat Patrol magazine that we've had recently. More like Combat Patrol magazine, because this is where very similar to that. You're getting one of each, or every 20 issues you'll get 2 faction spearheads, basically, which is the equivalent of a Combat Patrol. For Age of Sigmar, I am not going to get this. I have the last 2 of these I've bought, so you know, I got all of the Mortal Realms. Why is it grey? 'Cause it's not painted. This is basically what all my miniatures look like. All grey.
Yeah. Well, no, because yours won't be built.
But you know, there wasn't.
Not what yours look like, because yours aren't built.
Yeah, this is also true.
Yours is
a lot of them.
A fixed style of plastic. That's all.
You know, there's a lot going on in here, but there wasn't anything that really excited me enough to go and buy it, so I won't. But we just thought we'd highlight being fans of the Hatchet Parkwork stuff, because we have collected. I mean, I collected
there's a
Combat.
thing that made us start.
Well, that's when we started, wasn't it? We could bought all of Imperium magazine. I bought all of Mortal Realms magazine prior to that, and then I got half of Combat Patrol before I thought, I don't want any of the rest of this stuff. There's stuff I don't want in it.
Did we look at that?
No, it's a guy that has to play also got Build Reapers, which is from AOS. Don't think you'd bother by that.
No.
But yeah, anyway, so that was Spearhead magazine.
Yeah, but is that Nagash?
Yeah, that is. Do you want to see Nagash?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did say I was going to show you him, didn't I?
Is that
There he is.
Lee Nagash? Or is he like...
That's Nagash, yeah.
The Nagash?
The Nagash, there he is.
It's massive.
He's a big old model. Big old model. You see that he's down here? Look at him up there. Big model.
He must be good in that. Yeah, but I thought he wasn't...
Anyway, digress. We've been doing this for hours already. Let's get through this.
Actually, we haven't even hit an hour yet.
Well, yeah, but we did the other one. We've done an hour. We couldn't do the other one.
Yeah, 20 plus 35. What's that?
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Spearhead magazine. Like I say, we won't be getting that ourselves, but you know, it is a thing. So that was announced this month. Also, we've got for Horus Heresy the Custodes, Legio Custodes.
I like the Custodes. I really like the gold.
I love the look of these guys. I think these guys look really good.
Yeah.
I much prefer them. Here we go. Let's have a look.
Well, the Custodes must be quite important in Horus Heresy because weren't they like the main force on Terra?
Not the main force, because hardly any of them. It would have been the main.
No, but I mean like protecting the Emperor on the Golden Throne.
Yeah, but there was also the Imperial Fists who defend the solar system. There was all sorts going on. It was not just Custodes, but they are a big part of it.
Yeah, because a lot of it was about the Emperor, wasn't it? And the Siege of Terra, which they're only on Terra.
I think these models are great. I think the 40k models, I think they're better than the 40k models by quite a way. I mean, mainly, I would say, because those 40k models are a bit older now. They could probably do with a refresh at this stage. There is some new stuff.
Best faction though in 40k.
Well, I mean, if you take it from the point of view that Henry Cavill collects them, then yes, that makes them the best faction.
No,
objectively
so.
To play, I don't know. Possibly. I've never played 40k really, not a lot. No, well, I haven't played 40k very much since we played a bit, and then 40 years before when they weren't even a thing.
Well, they're not.
Well, they existed, but they didn't have their own range. Particularly, there was like 2 models or something.
What did they even have then? Was the Emperor even a thing in your time?
He was a thing. Well, he's never had his own model. What I mean,
obviously,
they didn't have an army, is what I'm saying. Yeah, they didn't. Back in my day, there were a couple of pictures.
Yeah, but did you even have a war or anything like the Primarchs?
Yeah, all that existed. That was a thing. Basically, by the time when I was into
sure you told me one time.
I was doing
Primarchs.
Yeah, but that's going back even further. I mean, I got into it tail end of first edition, and it was pretty settled in terms of the lore. I mean, it's been fleshed out so much since, but your lore really hasn't changed fundamentally since that time.
Now.
Well, yeah, that is true. But yeah, anyway, so this guy, look, I love how ornate they are. They look really good. I
just love the gold.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, I love that.
That is great. I love that.
I just love the gold.
I just think, I mean, you can paint anything gold though if you want. I mean,
no, but...
all it takes is a bit of imagination.
Yeah, I don't really like him as much. I don't like the...
I mean, it's the same model as that, just different
No,
build.
I don't like the shield, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Like the build.
It's one of those rare cases where I don't think the shield works very well. I love a shield, but not in this case.
Like, if you go, can you go back to the first one?
Yeah.
No, like left.
Oh, left.
I love his shield. I love the shape of it.
I love a normal infantry guy, but these are. I think this is a Contemptor Dreadnought, right? Or at least a Terminator or something.
No, I think he's a Terminator. Because look at the shape
It'll
of the
tell
back.
us here up here. 6 Sentinel Guards. Maybe that's what they are. Oh no, I think it's the Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought with Achilles Dread Spear.
Oh yeah, Dread Spear.
Yeah, that'll be that. So he is a Dreadnought of type. I think it's a good model. I'd do it without the shield personally, but I'm not doing it with the Dread Spear. These guys good. They're so ornate. They look like they should be looking after the Emperor.
That's what I mean, like with the gold, because how ornate they are. They look really good with the gold.
Yeah, I think these look great. The shield and sword. Yeah, it looks good.
You can really tell these guys guard the Emperor, don't?
I love the little car. Just buzzing around in their little car.
Aren't some Custodes stronger than like Primarchs and stuff?
I'll be honest. I've not read any lore on them, so let's say yes, they are all as strong as a Primarch.
No, not all of them, but I imagine some of them
are. Possibly. And there was a book to go along with the Custodes as well, as they often do, and a big special weapon tank.
I'd like that.
That's a big Volker's gun.
I'd like that just for a different turret.
I'm not keen on the round turret personally.
No, I mean like.
Oh, you mean the Volkers?
Well, yeah, I would rather have a square, but.
Yeah, but it's fine. And a book to go along with that. This is for the super heavy tanks. We saw one previously.
You don't say what we always used to say when we saw a book.
Books. Yeah, that's more the Black Library books. Then there was a load of made towards stuff.
Is that Ork?
He's an old school Ork for the old world. This is what they used to look like.
That's
back
meant
in the
to
day.
be an orc.
He's an orc. Yeah, that's what the orcs in Fantasy Battle look
That's
like.
what you had to look at.
Yeah, back in my day, this is what
That
we
looks
were.
better. That doesn't look as bad.
Yeah, this is what we were rocking back in the day. Oh, look at these fellas there. Oh, there he is. I'd have killed for this stuff back in the day. Anyway, tool set, dice, thing. Right, that was those releases. The following week, what did we have released? Oh, Daughters of Khaine. So these were announced at the start of the month. So these were only announced right at the start of March, but then they came out within days. Unlike all those characters we saw earlier, which had taken like 3 months to come out. These for AOS. What do you think to these ladies?
They're alright.
Alright.
They seem like angry ladies to me.
They are quite angry elf ladies, is what they are. Fine. Not a faction that I'm that interested in, to be honest, but here we are.
They just seem a bit basic to me.
She's a bit...
I think they could have done a bit more with that. They just seem like normal women. Like, there's not going on with them.
They haven't gone wild with them. They're fine.
Like, even with the guardsmen, at least they've got a distinct, guns, armour. These guys, they're just wearing normal clothes, aren't they?
Sort of lady armour, but yeah, you got her. She's one of their guys, I think. Yeah, good. Regiments of the Crimson Lash. I have no idea what's going on here.
Wait, is this Old World?
This is Age of Sigmar.
Oh.
There we go. So they're all
Wait, are these Dark Elves?
Masked, whippy.
Oh, these will be Dark Elves.
Yeah, basically Dark Elves. Daughters of Khaine, they call them these days. But yeah. Yeah. I'm not a big Daughters of Khaine fan. They're fine.
Don't the Dark Angels fall? Well, I mean, not every Dark Angel's a woman, are they?
I think my thing with the Daughters of Khaine is basically they stripped out a bit of the Dark Elves faction to make the Daughters of Khaine. I don't think it's strong enough to carry a full faction. I think it's fine, but not for me on that basis. I liked them when they were part of the Dark Elves, like a specialist unit as part of the Dark Elves.
Not their own faction. Yeah.
But they're not strong enough to carry a full faction. I don't think.
Because I immediately knew these were Dark Elves because they had whips.
Although, having said that, that's mental.
What is that?
I like that.
Who is that? Kane or whatever?
It's some sort. I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, I'm liking the green serpenty lady. What is the thing in the middle?
Must be Shrine of Khaine or something.
Oh, it's a Khainite Shadow Cove, and it's some sort of altar, isn't it? A Slaughter Queen on the Cauldron of Blood. It's a Cauldron of Blood, is what it is. There you go. Actually, now I'm going to roll back on this. That thing is amazing. I like that. I really like that. It's sort of thing I could actually see myself painting from a display cabinet. Although, part of me feels, the slightly half-clad lady elves on it do mean that if that's the one AOS thing I picked out to paint, I'd feel a little bit like I was being misogynistic.
You'd be a bit of a creep, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit creepy to go, which of all these huge ranges of AOS am I going for? Oh, the nudie ladies.
Well, not nude, they're just a bit...
They're not wearing many clothes, though, are they, to be fair, Matthew? Yeah.
Well,
I think I'd probably...
I think that's kind of the whole Dark Elves thing. They do follow Slaanesh,
It is a good model, though. It is good. I quite like that.
They're a bit Slaanesh.
Oh, we've got a whole other coven of them, which has got Marathi, who is the leader of them.
She's in Total War.
Yeah, she will be.
She didn't snake, though.
She's
a normal
human. So the law of the end times, which your Total War 3 is all about, is she tries to become a god, I believe.
Oh.
And I think she does become...
Oh, that's why they're nearly naked.
No, they were always nearly naked.
No, I know, but...
Witch elves were very famously quite scantily clad.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the Dark Ages women is that they're not very clothed, innit?
Well, yeah.
And they follow Slaanesh, don't they? That's why they're snakes. That's a big
Slaanesh thing, well, they were Slaanesh adjacent, but then she became her own god, I think, basically. Anyway, so they got a battle tomb and stuff.
What is that?
That is a Sylvaneth Grove Guardian.
What's a Sylvaneth?
Sort of living tree things.
Oh, like...
These are good guys.
Wood elves, then?
I like all the little... Oh, this is quite good. Again...
Is this Wood elves?
Yeah, well... Not really in AOS, it was. It used to be the Wood Elves were. So Matthew knows a lot of this from a lot of these factions from Total War, which is the old world. Doesn't know them so much from AOS, so he's a little bit.
I've always been an AOS hater on They are quite different.
But basically, they separated out the wood elves into wood elves and all the tree stuff.
Oh.
And the tree stuff became their own faction. And some of it's quite good.
So the wood elves are a thing as well.
Yeah, but sort of being killed off a little bit. You know, they haven't really got their own range particularly. They do exist.
So I remember seeing some before we saw a few years, maybe a few years
They
ago.
took the wood elves from the the old world or fantasy battle, and basically took the wood elves and put them in cities of Sigmar as like a faction you could play, but didn't really do much with them, and they've sort of killed that as a thing now. So.
Wait, so a lot of the characters from the old world, I'm just gonna go off Total War, but like a lot of the characters from Total War, they also in AOS as characters.
Yes, they migrated a lot of it over, so quite a lot of it over.
I doubt Carl Franz survived.
No, he is not in it anymore.
He's probably a bit dead, isn't he?
He were quite old, I would have thought, but you know. Anyway,
dead and old.
Yeah. Anyway, so got this another Sylvaneth thing. Yeah, fine.
Oh, like Sylvaneth. Are they like the tree men but women? Is that what they are?
Well, they're not all women. Some are women. Some aren't. They're sort of tree men.
So what's the difference between tree men and Sylvaneth?
They're sort of like tree, sort of demony things, or tree sprites.
Oh,
Sprite
so
is what I'm looking for.
Are they
That's
like
the word.
Tree men, but they like follow the Chaos Gods or something?
No, these are good guys.
Oh, what?
They follow. I was going to go for. I can't remember what the name. There is. Who is it? Sorry.
Athel Lauren in it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but basically they've got their own god essentially, who's the god of life and stuff. Spitewing. I have no idea what Spitewing.
That's one thing I didn't learn from Total War. How do you know that?
Well, there you go.
The one thing I can say.
Yeah, these are fine as well. So yeah, all right.
Was she riding a person?
Here you go. There's some tree men going on.
Tree men.
Yeah.
The only reason I even know what tree men are is because I used to play Blood Bowl.
Yes, that is true. Anyway, so there's all those things for AOS. We need to move on, Matthew. We haven't got time to dwell.
I want to read this though. Who are they?
Who are they? Lots of.
Are they just Durfu?
Strong Root Grove Battle Force.
Oh, that's another character from Total War. Durfu.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's because I recognise them because they.
Anyway, lots of AOS stuff going on there. Shall we go on? So this is where we got into the saviour of Armageddon. This was another of that drip feed. This was because there had been a spoiler, I think, of something we would have seen in the Adepticon reveals. Spoilers coming up. We've got the Adepticon reveals, which happened towards the end of this month, last week actually, in real terms. So we had Commissar Yarrick revealed. There he is.
I asked about him earlier, didn't I?
You did ask about him earlier. That did happen. He happened basically because I think there was a spoiler. Like one of those potato cam images got out there, so they dropped him a few days early. So there he is, Commissar Yarrick.
Wasn't he dead? I thought he was meant to be dead.
It was thought he was dead. Apparently, the lore is going to sort it out for us. He is alive though. There he is. Coming back because Armageddon is going to be the focus of a lot of stuff, and we are going to get to that.
What are the people that like the guardsmen that come from Armageddon?
I don't know if there are any.
The iron thingy.
Oh, the Steel Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're getting the whole.
Are they?
They're going to have. So we'll talk about this in a minute. Actually, there's no reveals for them at the moment, I don't think, but they did say in the video they are going to get a whole range refresh. We're going to have the Steel Legion as a thing, so we will be seeing them very shortly, at the very least. So, Commissar Yarrick, what do you think of the model for Commissar Yarrick?
I actually quite like him. I don't really like the claw. Didn't he lose a hand? That's why he's got it.
He did. There's a whole story about his fight with Ghazghkull. I think that's actually Ghazghkull's claw. From my dim recollection. Actually, I'm basing this literally on the lore I read in 2nd edition. In White Dwarf magazine, there was a little one of those cut out segments that told the lore of. So Yarrick and Ghazghkull are like frenemies. Yeah,
because they respect each other, don't they? But they also hate each other.
Well, I think Ghazghkull loves him because he's like literally Ghazghkull's favourite enemy, and so absolutely loves him. Not sure what Yarrick feels about the whole thing, but he did literally strap Ghazghkull's claw to his arm.
Why did he kill Ghazghkull?
No, I think he mortally wounded him at the time.
Wait, is that?
I'm hoping they could. Here you go. This is what we're talking about.
Is that Ork Warboss we saw earlier? Is he Is he Ghazghkull?
No. I'll show you Ghazghkull's model in a second. We'll go and have a look in 2 secs. But this is the original. I had this model. I had the original Yarrick. I'll be honest, that is a better claw. That claw is better than that claw.
That claw's better,
I love that claw. That is amazing.
The red claw.
And the skeleton thing clutching onto his bolter.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a thingy goblin.
Well, it must be a squig. You look at the.
Oh yeah, squig. Yeah.
I don't know. It could be an orc, I guess.
No, it must be a squig because look, unless it's half his body.
But look, you got that's him fighting Ghazghkull.
Is it?
There they are on his banner. Yeah, I had him. I tried to paint him. I did a bad job. It was 40 years ago. No, it wasn't. It was 35 years ago. Maybe not even that.
He's old.
I am old. But yeah, this was the next. I mean, this one passed me by because by the time this came out, I was no longer hobbying. So this is the refresh of it. It's basically the same model, but a bit better, I would say.
Yeah.
Better than this. Not as good as this because he's got a better claw. So there we go.
I love that banner. I like
anyway, that is Yarrick.
Oh yeah, have they done that in the background? Because everyone thought he was dead and they thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, probably that.
Meant to be Yarrick.
Probably that.
So
that is Ghazghkull. It is a huge.
How did he kill that?
How did he kill that? Now, I think the truth is, when the model for the original Ghazghkull Thraka was just normal orc sized. So when they wrote the original lore, this wasn't what Ghazghkull looked like. So it was more conceivable that he won that battle. Although the thing to say is, orcs get bigger the more fights they have. So
psychic power.
So all the war stuff.
Because maybe he over time, after he recovered from his mortal wounds, he went and fought in other places. And they got really big.
Could be right. Anyway, so that is Ghazghkull. I'm wondering whether we're going to get any. I mean, this model is amazing. So it does not in any way need replacing.
No.
But if you're doing Yarrick, do you need a new Ghazghkull? Maybe. I don't know.
Well, no, because that does look quite up to date, though, to be fair.
It looks wonderful. It's a great model. It is not out of date in any way. It is a great centerpiece. It does not need replacing.
And he's got his tiny little friend down there.
What's he called? He's Makari. He's famous. He's like a very lucky. Gretchen gets loads of special.
With him.
He has like an invulnerable save, so you can't modify it. So it's like save on like 4+ or something. This is second edition rules I'm talking about it. But basically, you roll the save on a 4+. He could save anything because he was lucky. Oops. Because he was lucky.
Well, no, that literally because he was lucky in lore, or because he was lucky in game.
In the lore, he is an incredibly lucky Gretchen.
Is that why he keeps him around? Because extra love.
Yeah, they're buddies in that. Anyway, that is Ghazghkull. So now we're getting into the Adepticon reveals. So this was at Adepticon, which was a huge, big gaming tournament. Every year, it happens in March. Every year we get a reveal of the new edition of the Warhammer game that is going to get its refresh that particular year. So, AOS or Horus Heresy as it was last year. You'll get your first teaser of that comes up at Adepticon before the inevitable release in June, which is where they always drop the new editions. So that's what we got this time. But first of all for Adepticon, we're getting into Kill Team. So we have a new Kill Team release. Although I'm a bit lukewarm on it, to be honest. What we've got is this fella.
What is that?
This is a Tyranid. So the idea, this is the Red Terror, which is a big beastie. The idea of this is a narrative sort of box, basically. It's basically the idea is that it's about having these huge big beasts and you have to hunt them down. So it's rules for playing a narrative game. So rather than having a team,
like D&D.
Yeah, probably a little bit of that.
One person controlling the monsters and then
so Dungeon Master something like that. To be honest, I don't know how those mechanics of that work. I think the idea is it's meant to be cooperative, so you could play 2 kill teams against.
Oh yeah, because you were telling me about this with the Catan.
So they did some rules for this with the Catan. But yeah, I think that's the idea. I mean,
the Shard of Catan.
The Deathbringer.
Yeah.
And fine. I mean, we don't really play narrative. Maybe we would, but I'm not. I mean, I'm a bit lukewarm, to be honest. I'm not that into the idea. Although there's some other models you can use, but along with it, you've got an Imperial Guard. These
they could be like the Hunters.
What are these? Spectra Squad Kill Team. So these Acadian special operatives, basically. Fine. Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bit Cadian. Like
Well,
to me.
there's already a few Imperial Guard factions in Kill Team.
Yeah, like the Arbiters or whatever they're called.
Yeah, there's quite a few going on already. These are fine. They're quite, they're all right.
Yeah.
I like him with this, machine gun thing going on, sniper.
That's like something the thingy would use, the Vietnamese ones.
Yeah, exactly. Fine. They're okay. I haven't had sight of the rules at this stage, so I can't really comment on whether I think that how they're going to shape up in terms of a faction to play as.
They look quite good, to be fair. They look quite well rounded.
Yeah, I think. Well, you've got a lot of options in there. There's 10 in the box.
But the elites are quite.
They're going to die so cheap.
Yeah.
Like about 10 wounds or whatever.
Because the elites are just so powerful, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. But we'll have to see how they shape up.
Kill Team is such meta filled.
Well,
from what I know, it seems like the big chunky space marines just outclass everything else.
Yeah, well, that is at the moment, but sometimes they mix around. You get updates and so on, and sometimes it changes. So that's the thing. Anyways, I think you can also play with these guys. So these guys previously came out in a game called Blackstone Fortress, which was like a sort of board game sort of thing. But there was it was basically a derivative of Warhammer Quest, which is a derivative itself of Hero Quest, which we have played. So, but this is the version set in Warhammer 40,000 universe. And it had some monster things going on. So the Amble was one of them. I think they're re-releasing that so you could play with it in Kill Team as one of these beasties that you have to hunt down. Also as Oak. Lovers zones.
He's got a gun.
The archivist. Well, that's the thing. These guys are really intelligent. But these are basically Tyranid adjacent. Certainly were in first edition. Not so sure now as to exactly where they fit in that lore, since things have changed over the years and the Zotes disappeared. But they brought this guy back to nostalgia bait us, and it's good. I like a Zote. What do you reckon to the Zote?
I quite like it, but I think I like the one on the left more.
You like the Amble better? Yeah, fine. Yeah, it is a beast.
It looks like you.
Anyway, so we had that for Kill Team. What do you think? Does anything in there excite you? Are you bothered at all, do you think?
Not really.
No.
Just...
Nah. Yeah, I felt a bit disappointed because I was looking forward to some new, competitive game factions. They've done something different, and to be honest, you can't complain with doing something different. People might enjoy this narrative stuff, and definitely someone out there definitely loves it. But it's not for me. Yeah, so I was a bit disappointed because I was looking forward to see what the new Kill Team stuff was, and there was an Imperial Guard set, and fine, it's all right. Anyway, next up, we've got some Horus Heresy stuff. So we've got a new Spartan, a Prometheus assault tank. I think the only difference is it's got different sponsor weapons. You've got this heavy bolter array rather than the normal las cannons. I really like a heavy bolter array like this.
Yeah, me too.
You've got the Land Raider Crusader, which is a model you can buy for 140,000. Has a very similar rack of heavy bolters. I do love something that looks like it's absolutely going to shred any infantry that gets anywhere near its field of fire. Do you like this tank, Matthew? I know sometimes you can be a bit sketchy on some tanks. What do you think?
It just looks like a rhino to me, to be honest.
It's Land Raider. It's not really a rhino.
No, but it looks like a rhino, though, doesn't it?
Not really.
Does it not look like a rhino to you?
Well, it's a lot bigger. It's got tracks over the top, like a World War I tank, and that,
Yeah, but it's still shaped like a rhino, though.
Well, it is a transport tank. So that is part of the idea. It's got to be longer to accommodate all the men that are going to get in it. No, I think fine. It's fine. Yeah. Let's get into the actual meat of this. We've got some Ogryns.
What are those?
Ogryns. So you remember in Legions Imperialis, you had the Ogryns, which are the close, big ogres.
No, I know.
These are basically right. So if you go back second edition, back when Warhammer 40,000 was very much Warhammer Fantasy Battle in space. That was what it was. And so they had the Ogryns who were ogres but in space. Oh. And that's what these guys are. Big, huge abhumans who like to chop things up, apparently, or just smash them. I'll be honest, I much prefer it with a helmet.
Maybe Warhammer is named after Karl Franz's Warhammer.
I mean, I think that literally may be true, but so I think the faces... The one thing I don't really like, they look a bit derpy.
They look creepy.
He looks, yeah. No.
They're gonna kidnap me.
But you stick the helmet on. I thought it looks awesome. That looks great. This model here, that is fabulous. I could buy that. That is a contender for me to pick up and paint for my display case. You know, and bearing in mind I don't get through a lot of painting to go in there, but I'd love to have a squad of those. If the helmets, I'd have to have a look at the sprues just to see if you get a helmeted option for all of them. In which case, we might be on. Oops. So so you got this guy here. Yeah, again,
he looks locked in.
I love everything about it apart from the head. I do love these big. I love the big shoulder thing.
He's focusing.
He's focused. He is focusing into. He's got his focus on. He's got his focus face on. Yeah, again, with the helmet, lovely. Love that. Love that. What do you think of the Ogrins, Matthew?
They're a bit like dwarves to me. They remind me.
No, these are huge.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, massive.
They look short.
They're about twice the size of a man.
Why do they look short then?
Why do they look short? Because the picture is squished.
Oh.
It's because they're very stocky, but they are huge models. These are guys can be. So if you look at the size, I've got the Saturnine Praetor up there. If you look at him, probably about that size.
Oh.
Oh, so what do
you? Size of a Space Marine.
But a big Space Marine.
Yeah.
A serious Space Marine. What do you reckon, Matthew? In that context, what do you think?
I never kind of like them.
You don't like it? Well, you're wrong, but here we are. I think certainly with the helmet, I think they look great. I think
without the helmet looks better.
You think?
I think ogres
with the crazy ogre face.
I think ogres are meant to be quite creepy and derpy.
Well, maybe so. Well, there we go. I think they look. I think they look great, just not with the big scary ogre face. We've got these rapier batteries. Yeah, quite like them. All right. I like it. Yeah, love the fact these have been brought back. They're much better than those quad cannon things that came in the Saturnine box. What do you reckon to a rapier?
It looks alright, I guess. It just looks like artillery to me.
Yeah,
they seem just more like the guardsmen, but taller. That's what it seemed like to me.
Well, they're just smaller, aren't they? Smaller artillery. I think they're good. I like them. Not gonna buy any, but but I think they look good. They look better than some I've seen.
The rapier. It just looks like Garmin stuff, but smaller.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Got to be these ones are for firing directly. These ones I think are artillery. These are your direct fire.
I like that.
I like this with all the barrels. Look at all the barrels.
I don't like that one.
Blimey, look at that. I think the rapier batteries are pretty good. Pretty good. I won't buy any. I mean, Horus Heresy wise, I'd go for something different, but yeah, they look pretty good. And the box. So that's Horus Heresy stuff.
You mean a book? That's not a box, is it?
It's not a box. That is literally not a box. It is the Battle of Talan, which is a book. What do you think of Horus Heresy stuff? Anything in there you like?
Not really, to be honest.
No, it's not set in my world. I like that Horus Heresy stuff. I do like a lot of the Horus Heresy stuff. Not so much. The Ogrins, though. I do like the Ogrins, if they've got a helmet. This is wild. Wild, this is. Look at the state of that, Matthew.
It's a castle.
It's a walking castle. Literally, it's not just a whole castle. It's got legs and it walks. It's got guys in the turrets and things. I think this is ludicrous.
Look at the reloader at the back going to the front.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is just... It is mad and I love it. I'm going to be honest. At this stage, the Cities of Sigmar has done so much stuff that I really like. I could really see myself doing a bit of an army of them. Because you've got the cog forts. You've got those guys with the guns that shoot through a shield. But yeah, I think these are great. You've got some variants.
Another one.
I just love the fact that you got all these guys on the ramparts and stuff. And it's walking.
Look at that guy wearing knight armour.
Yeah, exactly. With a Gatling cannon. There is a bit of a theme with Gatling cannons in the remainder of this video coming up. I will say that. But yeah, I just love the fact walking castles. It's ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. And I absolutely love it. Look at with the cannon strapped to the top, Gatling cannons. Oh, it's glorious. I do love these. Whether I'll ever actually get around to do it, I mean, if I was going to do an Age of Sigmar faction, it would be the Cities of Sigmar, and it would be all this stuff. I would do all this stuff. The cog forts. We'll come into a second. Some of the other stuff.
What is that?
I'm not some guy on some hippogriff thing going on. Not so fussed. I'm just going to skip past some wizards. Fine. Look at these guys. These are the we've had these previous, which were ogres with a guy in a crow's nest on his shoulder, but this time there's a Gatling cannon in it. They've gone, what could make those ogres with the crow nest better? I know, a Gatling cannon, and that's what they've done. Yeah, mad. Absolutely mad. I love this Cities of Sigmar stuff now. They were at that point where I just think they've done it. You know, they could have gone really vanilla with the Cities of Sigmar, just made it a bit like the Empire in the old world. You know, just knights, crossbowmen, gunners stuff. No, they went ludicrously mad with it, and I love that. Yeah, whatever this thing is. You know, some sort
Call
of
it terrain.
yeah. Oh no. Well, these are like used in the game, but they're like a sort of they're a thing. They're a thing. He's good. Is that a dog? We like a dog.
Doggo.
Doggo.
Is that? Oh no, it's a panther.
Okay.
Panther.
There's the character again. What do you think to this guy? What are you
Cool.
thinking? Yeah, he's fine, isn't he?
Is he? What's that he's still on? Oh, is it a roof?
I think that it. Yeah, I think it's a bit of
Roof.
bit of roof that's been broken off. Probably from a chapel.
Yeah, probably him.
This guy,
Probably. I mean,
he's having time with it, isn't he?
what's he doing?
I don't even know. He's just sort of something like that.
He's just enjoying himself.
Enjoying himself, isn't he?
Oh wait,
got
I
some
think
new-
I understand it. Go back to the Kraken guy. I think he's meant to be like a Viking, and then he's meant to be like a Christian.
Okay. Well, I think these are all Cities of Sigmar. I mean, basically, we got a big range refresh for them a year or two ago, maybe last year. I forget now. But this year we've got some even more stuff. It is really good. And that we've got knights, and again, really good models. Really good models. So these are good. Your foot knights, and they've done a good job with these. And we've got these guys as well. These are Grenadiers.
Grenadiers, nice one.
Grenadiers. So these are all gunned up and stuff. Yeah, good. They're fine. To us, when you get into the normal infantry, I'm like, whatever. I want something crazy.
He's a flamethrower.
He's got a medieval flamethrower.
Look at him. He's using his scythe to hold his gun.
He is. They've done a really good job here. And the new battle tome, excellent work. And a spearhead. Yeah, stuff we've seen in the other things. Very good. So that was that. Also, we've talked about this already. There's a new edition of Football 40,000 coming. There will be a drip feed over the next few months. This is coming out in June. So we've got April and May yet to come, where I'm sure we're going to see. I'm hoping by the end of next month we'll have seen the full reveal of what's in the box. I'm sure by May they'll be telling us all the other things that are going to come out, because usually to a supporter there'll be a load of stuff that's a bit like what's in the box, but more so. So a load of orcs, I'm presuming. But we're going to watch through the. We're not. What we're not going to do is a watch along, because in case we get, he gets a thingy slapped on it.
Demonetized.
Well,
not
yeah.
demonetized.
Copyright strike or something. Not that we're not monetized anyway. But
if we were to get demonetized, we should do something really bad. You know why? Because we're not even monetized.
But we have already watched the trailer. But what we just do is pick out some of the things.
Yeah, we'll have volume.
So this guy is going to be this is the new captain. So hang on, there's a good view of him here somewhere. Where is he? Where are you, mate? Where are you?
Maybe show full screen. That might.
There he is. So this is captain with the shield and power sword.
Maybe going full screen would help, because I can't even really see him. I don't think viewers can.
Let's go back. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go back a step. Okay, so we're not going to do a watch along because we might get a copyrighted. But but what we'll do is, I think that a lot of the stuff we're seeing in this trailer is what's going to be in the box. Bearing in mind that a lot of stuff that I'd seen rumours going on already, and it sort of validates a fair bit of it. I'm not sure of some of it, but we're going to have a look at the trailer and see what we can pick out. So first up, we've got, this is going to be a captain in the box, I think. Power sword and shield going on. We've had plenty of them. I've got loads of these guys. Loads of captains in various different types of armour. But if the pose is good, I'll be into that. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm sure it'll be pretty good. We've also got this guy. So this is a chaplain. Hang on, we see him with his helmet on shortly. Oh, that's coming up.
I can't really see him because how dark it is.
We've got this orc guy.
Nice picture. That.
That's a good picture. Yeah. So this orc guy is riding. He's got it's some sort of walker with a Gatling cannon on it and an orc in it.
With a shield.
Do you think?
Yeah, because look, it's He's been shot
Oh
out.
yeah. Well, yeah. Someone did point out it's got like some sort of force field going on. So that is a thing.
Maybe it's because he's a psychic, so he's using the force.
Yeah.
Force field.
We think this is the Warboss who's probably in the box.
Well, yeah, probably, because he's probably the one that got the individual release in it.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be new intercessors. We know about that. We'll show you that in a second. But they have announced one. You might note the Mark 7, I think, armor. Maybe Mark 8. No one said anything about 6, did they?
Yeah, but they mentioned 7.
Just said 7, yeah.
Yeah, but 7 can't be on his own. He needs a friend, so 6 comes.
So the thing they've talked about, we'll talk about this more when we get to it, but they've got a bit old school with the new intercessors. In here somewhere. Sorry, I'm making out work. So this guy is basically, by the looks of things, these are, I always mix up for their Vanguard or Sternguard, but these are the guys.
You said Sternguard when we watched.
So I think we've already had Sternguard, which was ones in the Leviathan box. The other ones, there's Vanguard and Sternguard, and one are your close combat, and one is, and I always mix them up. Whichever the other ones are, they've got those with power swords and jump packs, and that's what we're seeing here, basically. Oh, Orky guy. This is the chaplain. So I think we've got a jump pack chaplain in there. So he's gonna be in the box. There was.
Oh, that's a good picture of him. If you didn't blur it.
Yeah.
How do you keep blurring it?
It's very difficult. So this is going to be. Hang on, let's see if we can get the. Oh, there he was. I did get him for a second. There he is. So that's your chaplain with jump pack. So we're gonna definitely have an imp. Oh no!
What have you done?
Hang on.
What is wrong with you?
So yeah, so we've got him. There's a weird boy. That's the weird boy spewing up all over him.
Oh yeah,
all the place.
The sick boy.
Yeah, so there's going to be a weird boy model. To be honest, out of what the orcs are getting, also that Walker thing with the Gatling cannon, a weird boy, and a Warboss. There's some orc boys. We know there's orc boys because they've told us about that.
Yeah, but they might not show everything in the trailer.
No, there is also a land speeder, so we think we're getting a Space Marine land speeder. If what's in here, well, there you go, having a bit of a fighty. If what's in this. There you go, on you jump packs. If what's on this trailer is representing what's in the box, which seems likely because it ties into the rumours of what's in the box, it sounds like there's going to be a land speeder in there as well with a Gatling cannon fitted to it. And then orc-wise, not 100%. But this is the box. There you go, Matthew, that's the box. Which has got a bit of a homage. You won't appreciate this, but the box cover is a homage to the second edition box cover, which had a very similar thing going on. Anyway, so that was announced. And here we go. This was our first look at a Space Marine in the box. All they've shown us so far, actually. And you will note there's quite a lot of difference from an intercessor that we've seen thus far, in that you've got an old school helmet. What they're telling us is, so I did watch the reveals, and what they're telling us is that that over the years, this is, we've gone on quite a few years since the original Primaris release, and so all that stuff, 150 years down the line. And at this stage, sometimes you've got to mix and match. You've only got a Mark 7 helmet available, so that's what you slap on. Or the greaves on this on his armor here, that's old school. That's not what they look like now. They have like a knee pad these days. Yeah. It's got some old school elements to it. I'm hoping for beaky helmets myself, but we shall see. So anyway, so they showed us him. They also showed us an orc boy. So there we go. Yeah, it's an orc boy.
Yeah, he's just.
I think the idea of what they've been saying is because previously you would have like looters, shooters, choppers. These are basically different types of boys who are kissed out to be either melee, shooty, or whatever. I think at this point what we're going to be getting is they're all going to be a bit mixed and matchy. So these guys got guns and choppers. I think that's what they're trying to tell us in how it's going to work. So it'll be a bit more blended in terms of the weaponry. And that's basically it for the new edition. But that's not all we're getting in terms of this stuff for Armageddon, because we have some other reveals, quite a lot of them. So this is all about stuff for Armageddon. These are going to be separate releases. Again, they did mention there's going to be a full range for the Steel Legion that we haven't seen previously. They haven't had a range refresh for years. But we got this fella. Look at the state of him.
think he's enjoying himself.
I mean, it has to be said, out of everything they revealed in these in the Adepticon reveals, not that much actually excited me that much. I didn't look at it and go, I'm buying that. I will be buying the box because I always do. And, you know, there's a lot, it ticks a lot of boxes for me. We haven't seen much of it yet. Maybe I'll get more excited. This guy is mental. I love this. What do you think, Matthew?
He's just absolutely crazy, isn't he?
He's great. He's a guy. He's on the bike. He'll look perfect to my display case. This is going to be a display case. What am I talking about?
Holy Stutter.
The Holy Stutter. This is going to be a display case piece for me, and there's no doubt about that. Yeah, good knit, good model. There is a grot hanging off the back of it by all accounts. There he is. There's the grot. Look at him. Look at just hanging on. Yeah, stuff going on here and there. Just some stuff. You know,
hanging on to the pipe.
Hanging on for dear life. Yeah. No, love that. I will be. That's the one thing I looked at and went, yes, I am having that. We've got Yarrick. We've already looked at Yarrick, so we won't dwell again. Got this guy. He's in a Taurus, his own converted Taurus, which is a type of vehicle. We have got some more Imperial Guard vehicles. I really like him, actually. What do you think to this? This is a commissar in his own vehicle.
I actually really like it.
I think it's really good.
Cool,
yeah, I like it. It's a good centerpiece to have for an Imperial Guard army because a lot of the a lot of them. So you've got quite a few on the horses for your centerpiece of the army. This, I think that what they're missing is a tank that you can stick right at the center and go, "That's my commander in his tank." Loving it.
I mean, wouldn't Yarrick be the commander?
Well, yeah, but you don't have to take Yarrick in your army. Lots of battles going on. This
Yeah,
guy'd
sure,
be leading his own fight, I'm sure. Yeah, I think that's a great model. I like the Taurus. It is a good half track. You've got to like a half track,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. Also on foot, going on foot.
Don't like that as well.
Oh, look at that massive power. I'm not even sure it's feasible. You could use that as a human, but you know.
Don't try him.
No, or don't try him. Yeah, absolutely. But you know, yeah, like a lot. I've got an Inquisitor. I've never been a big fan of Inquisitors in general. They look usually a bit silly, but whatever this beast is mad. What is that?
It's like a Krieg's horse.
Yeah, but madder.
Yeah, it's like
Even madder.
it looks a bit like a conquistador. Look at his helmet.
I'm sure a lot of people will love this. It's not for me, but you know, he does look like a conquistador, doesn't he? You are right. Yeah. Yeah.
Even with the gun and everything.
Yeah. Fine. Bit too bad for me. I'm sure a lot of people will be into that. This is ludicrous. This is just ludicrous. This is, you know, sisters' vehicles are always mad. The big church.
They've always really
This
churchy.
is ludicrous. Yeah, they are very churchy. This is just. It's
That's
just.
not even a
What
church.
is this about? What is it
This is
about?
just-
I love it though.
What is it?
I think that is great. I think that is fantastic. Yeah, loving that. That is the Intrazia Frey, the Dogmata Superior. I think that's great. It's a great model. It's mental. I'm not sure. I mean, like I say, I'm not sure I'll ever get it. Maybe I could see it in my display case, but I've got so many.
Everything seems to be going in your display.
Well,
case.
that's the point. There are certain things that just mad. If they're just mad like that, I just want to put them in the display. I'll never get to that practically. I never named what this initial model was. What Wazdaka Gutsmeg, I think is what he's called. Yeah.
Yeah, look.
Wazdaka Gutsmeg. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely in my case. This, I feel I should, but by the time I get to it, something else will come out that will take my fancy. I'll do that instead. Centaur RSV, I like it. I think that, you know, the Imperial Guard got a load of tanks, but the one thing I think they miss is a really good transport. The model you've got for transport is still the one that I bought 3 of in 1994 for my 14th birthday when they launched them in the first place. There was a big Imperial Guard release of loads of tanks and different troops, and I went off and bought a squad of Talan, a squad of Acadians, a squad of Mordian Iron Guard, with a Chimera transport for each one. And then I came back to the hobby 25 years later on, and that is still the same transport model, same model, no refresh. Finally, we've got a new transport, and I think this is great. I love the fact they haven't just made another tank. They made a half track World War II style. It's quite World War II, doesn't it?
Well, the Guardsmen are all quite World War II, like Acadian, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But I think that, you know, we didn't have... What we had was lots of tanks that could, you know, pass for that sort of era. But you never really had, like, the smaller... I mean, this gets into what we're going to come to in a second, which you've got the Hippogriff, which is just like a small tank.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, without tracks, you know, this is what a lot of the tanks in World War II were. They weren't all huge, big Tiger tanks, and you know.
I mean, the German ones were. They were quite into the heavy guns.
No, but they had lots of half tracks and all sorts going on.
Well,
you
yeah,
know, the bulk of your vehicle pool would probably have been stuff like this. Yeah, your smaller vehicles, because you could churn them out quicker. Also, tanks tend to get bogged down. These things are a bit more useful in the battlefield.
On wheels, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So I like the fact they've added this because it gives you something else in that range, which actually feels like it fits really well. I think this Centaur is a great model. I think that looks really good. I think it is just fits that bill. Yeah, same with this Hippogriff. You know, will I ever buy any of them? Maybe if we ever get Catachans released.
You're on your limit anyway.
If we ever get Catachans, I'm in on that. But
You're on
you
your
know,
limit anyway.
I don't think we're going to see Catachans in the next few years anyway. But no, I think I'd get a few of these to go alongside those if that's what happened. But yeah.
Book.
And then we got a book, which is Armageddon: The Return of Yarrick. This is the last in, or I'm assuming it's the last. I mean, maybe not be, but in the series of books that started with the 500 Worlds, which is leading into 11th edition. But this should come out before this. All this stuff should come before 11th edition.
Was Armageddon part of Ultramar?
No, but it's all part of one story. They're telling a story that's leading us a narrative thread that's leading us into 11th edition, basically, which is actually set in Armageddon. So, you know, that is a thing. That would make a lot of sense. But yeah, so again, it's in the 4-book format where you've got some lore, you've got some missions, you've got some rules, all these 4-book sets, which I think is a really good idea. I quite like that. And we've got a battalion box with lots of tanks. And you know what? I love all these tanks. I don't know what the infantry is. I don't know what infantry we got. Just normal infantry. I think, you know, I'll a Rogel Dawn, yes please. And these 3 tanks.
Even looks at my Rogel Dawn.
You've got a Lehman Russ, I think.
Lehman Russ.
You do not have a Rogel Dawn, or I've been all over that.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Anyway, there we go. And that.
He's still named after a Primarch in it.
And that brings us to the end of the Adepticon reveals. Not to the end of March, though. We do still have stuff to look at. One last little release, which is the Sunday previews that have come up today, actually. Not by the time you come and watch this, it'll be days ago. But we've got the Eye of Terror, which is the second to last of these book series. This is focused around the Iron Warriors. There was a few model releases as well to come along with this. So we had this fella.
Oh, I like him.
Really like him. We looked at this. We looked at him last month, I think. But but really good model.
Yeah, I know what's in this. So.
Solid, really good. We had the Defiler as well, which is a bit themed towards Iron Warriors, the sort of thing they would have.
Is there a real human in there?
Probably used to be.
Well, yeah, used to
Not
be.
so much these days, I think. I don't know really, because they're meant to be demon-y. They're demon engines, basically. I'm not quite sure where it fits in terms of what they're human to begin with. I don't know. Definitely got a demon in it, though. Love this guy. I do love this guy.
I do.
Again.
Well, he literally looks like Perturabo, but smaller.
I could see him with my display cabinet, if only it weren't for the fact that... Because
why do you want everything in your display cabinet?
I want the great models in there, and that is what I'm all about at the moment. To be honest, I'm not... I've got a lot of Dark Angels infantry to get through, but all I want to do is paint the great characters. Some mutilators. These are big... These would have been human at one stage. But again, sort of mutated.
Now they've mutated.
Mutated. Fine. Yeah, good. Some upgrade sprue.
A
box of Iron Warriors. Yeah, good. Dice. Then we get into some Admech reveals. So again, 40,000 this is. This is a lady Admech. I think that this is meant to be sort of leaning towards... There's a famous picture of a Sisters of Battle with her leg up on a rock, showing a bit of leg. And I think this is meant to be sort of a little bit of a cheeky play on that. Which will mean more to the older viewers, but they're showing a bit of a leg up on a rock, but of course it's only metal because she's Admech and not that much lady left, I'm imagining.
There is any lady left.
And then we also some
Those are the elite Adepticon mechanics.
Yeah, some infantry. It's a heavy infantry.
The
Yeah,
elite infantry.
Fine. Not that taken. They're all right.
Going.
They're all right. And a new knight. We talked about this at length in the last video, so I won't go into it too depth.
Yeah.
But I think you really like. I think you prefer this to the other knights, and I did not.
I liked the old one. You liked this one, I think.
No, it's the other way around.
Oh yeah.
Other way around. You like this one. I much prefer the old one. There we are. A battalion.
I remember looking at these.
A battalion.
I feel like this was like months ago, like 10 months
out
ago.
of this, quite like.
Yeah.
Really, really, really like. Not so much.
No.
What do you reckon?
I'm completely agreeing with you.
I like this Strider. I think it's a really good model. I could.
So we looked at this like 7 months ago. Have they only just decided?
These are old models. These are old
Oh.
models that they've re-released in a battalion box, basically. But anyway, there you go. Another battalion box. Imperial Knights. That's got to be an expensive box.
Yeah.
This is the biggest of the Knights, but I'm not that keen on it, to be honest.
me
I think
neither.
it's fine. It's not the one I like, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. We've been filming now for a long time, and my brain is not quite
an hour
where it
and
was.
40 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Sons of Dawn, so Eye of Terror Battalion. I'm like all the vehicles in their single box. It's good. Not my favourite tanks. I like this Repulsor. This one's okay. And Dreadnoughts, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with a Redemptor and a Ballista. Excellent work. Yeah, very good. And that was that, the new White Dwarf. So that was March. What was your favourite, Matthew, out of all the March releases? Yarrick. Until we see the new 11th edition box, it's definitely the Ork. So have we still got the Ork here somewhere? We have got the Ork here. Here he is. There he is.
The bike.
Wazdaka by a mile for me. By an absolute street mile. Yarrick is fine. I like Yarrick. But this guy. Love that. Anyway, there we go. Right, so that was March. Good with it. There we go. What are we going to say to the viewers, Matthew?
I have to subscribe and hit the bell.
Do all those things. Bye.
Bye bye.